Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another video. I am back from Poland, back to all my shit boxes. Poland was amazing. If you watch the video, you'll see what I mean. It's just one of those places. I think Poland for me is up there past Japan. I know people are going to be like, what do you mean? But car culture and friends. To me, I think Poland tops. I honestly do. Like, I'm not even being crazy. So yeah, back to reality. I have like 4 or 5 days of garage. And then Amy booked a holiday for me. Fucking holiday for the holiday. It's my birthday present. Just a typical week in Gran Canaria, all-inclusive thing. So it's like I have a few days to do some car stuff. And then when I get back from there, I'm gonna go back to Poland. Yeah, crazy Chris, but more about that later. So when I was in Poland, I got a bunch of stuff. Some Night Ride merch and an airbox for a Lexus GS300. But look, it has a MAF sensor on it. I think I've just been really stupid. I've been having issues with this Aristo ever since I swapped the engine. Misfires, you plug a MAF in, it doesn't run. I bought another MAF, same again. It's a VVTi engine I put in it rather than the non-VVTi, and I think it's a different MAF. Let me rephrase that. Boocheck thinks it's a different MAF, but before we do anything, let's see what the plug looks like. That's the plug, that fits on there. Does it fit on the new one? It does. It fucking does. So that MAF, I think, is for the non-VVTi, and this one is for a VVTi. So, like I said, whenever you start that up without the MAF plugged in, it does start, it just coughs and splutters and won't rev up, it just misfires like hell. If you plug the MAF in, it dies instantly. If you have the MAF plugged in, it will not start. The plugs are identical to the older style MAF. So I think we're onto something. That's been sitting there. I've not had that on the road since 2019. 2019? Yeah, I think so. 6 years. Oh my god. And I had it in for an MOT check. It's fine, apart from the unrunning issue. So, I mean, if I get that running, I can get that MOT'd and on the road. I actually gonna fix a car? Don't get ahead of yourself, Chris. Don't get ahead of yourself. A major priority is to finish welding this thing. And a CRX. It doesn't need welding, just needs a lot of love. The EF needs a little bit of welding left. Doesn't run right, but so welding's the priority. Have taken like a year and a bit to finish that, and I just hate welding. Oh, I also got some new wheels. I'm having some issues with my Altezza in Japan at the moment, with the guy that's keeping it. So I was sad because I had just bought these wheels in Japan, and I seen them on eBay. I bid 360 quid or something. And I won them, I didn't expect it. Ironically enough, they were literally at Bradford, where I was going to collect the BC racing van. I think Maisie's trying to show me something. What are you wanting? What are you wanting? You want a branch? You want a branch? Wild. Assuming the battery is probably flat. Maybe not. It runs better than it did. That's the MAF plugged in. Fast forward to I am sunning it up in Gran Canaria at the moment. So the Toyota Aristo runs better than it did. Not perfect, it's still not right, but I'm putting that down to fuel, I think. It's got old fuel in it still. It's not misfiring at the moment, it isn't really wanting to rev, but it's more like a fuel starvation than like a before it would misfire when you tried to rev it. It was misfiring anyway, but it would misfire that badly, it'd cough, splutter, and when I rev it there, it just goes to die. So fingers crossed when I get back, I'm going to do that. In like 2 weeks' time, there is a Toyota retro meet at Carlisle, which is like 2 hours away. The aim is to get it there, so hound me in the comments and on Instagram and TikTok and tell me to get that thing ready. 6 years in the making, get it back on the road. So yeah, I'm just going to talk about, so those wheels I got and the R32, that's the next plan of action. I'm having issues getting wheels to fit over the brakes. So these are spaced out, but they're not the right spacers. So the plan is, when I'm back, I'm going to get that on its arse with those wheels. It looks an absolute wreck at the moment, but once it's on its wheels, I can clean up the bodywork, fit everything correctly, front bumper on, I need wings, and then I need to do Perspex glass. I don't know if I told everybody, but I picked up an RB25 from the local scrapyard, believe it or not, for £1,600 for an RB25 Det with 42,000 kilometres on the clock, side skirts, bumper, clock, manual clocks, it's for an R33, brakes all round, coilovers, brake discs, like an unbelievably good deal. So that's the plan for that one. We're going to get that engine in. Like I said, it just needs the wheels on it, then I can get it rolling again, sort some body work, get it looking like a car again, and then go from there. The EG's on the back burner. While I was cleaning my yard out, I cleared this out as well. This is an old Datsun 108 estate, which is incredibly hard up, but at the same time, the sills are all perfect. Literally dissolved, but it has new bonnets, a new scuttle, new wings, everything you could buy for this thing back in the 80s has been bought. Supposedly off the road in 88, so it was on the road for 10 years at a push. It's 1978, I think. Someone can tell me what this reg is. Is it an S-reg? Is that how you do it? I'm not sure, but like I said, it looks horrendous, but like where it matters, it's all pretty good. I have like a whole new skull. It's a mileage, 20,000 miles. Interior's good condition, so it's like a van or an estate. Oh. So it's funny, I was emptying my yard anyways, but the inspiration was Bucheck's Toyota Corolla. How cool is that thing? And I'm like, oh my god, but that's probably not going to happen anytime soon, but I just wanted to show you guys. Like I said, getting this new unit, which I'm going to talk about later on in this video, but there's going to be space to have projects started, and I don't have to start them on the ramp and then push them out that night because I've got work in tomorrow. It's literally just going to be for projects and I don't know, maybe a few technically customers' cars, but I mean that's only going to be once in a blue moon. So yeah, it's a really, really cool car. I actually got that from the same person I got the gold Datsun from, and they're just, I've never seen another one on the road, and I'm just obsessed with them. Small wheels and that on its arse will be cool. There seems to be a kind of what's the word repetitive, I don't even know, I've had too many vodka and cokes for this. I keep doing the same pattern, small wheels, slammed, and that's the recipe for disaster more likely. But I do need to spend some more time on some of my better, quote unquote, better cars. Things that are worth more money. I keep getting bullied by some people saying, yo Chris, stop building shitboxes. I like shitboxes. But anyways, we're going to have a quick look at the 4-track and just chat about that now. So this thing's needing a bit of love. Obviously I got the wheels on, it does need some chunky tyres, it does let it down. I want to sort the bumper, obviously get the whole lot under sealed, there's a bit of repairs to be doing. But I'm pretty happy with it. I think just some chunky tyres, clean up the bodywork obviously, maybe like a roof rack, but I think that's as much as I'm doing to this thing. Needs some engine work done. So the it's burning oil. But other than that, it's pretty good. This E36 has been here for a while. It was extremely cheap, but it is getting a bit rusty. It's not too far gone. Just yet again, I need to basically pull it into the garage and spend some time on it. E36, where do we start? So everybody loves an E36. There's lots of people build them, but I really want to do like a JDM E36. I really like Jimmy Oak's E36, to be fair, the touring he has. I am not sure what I'm doing with that, but I've had lots of people try and buy it, but as anybody will know, if I was to sell that, I'm going to have to spend £2,000 to buy one back that's a shitbox. So it's like, that one's rough, but it's only owe me £500. So once I get the unit, it's going in the yard and it's maybe going on the back burner. Hopefully I'm going to get through projects a lot quicker, but that's going to be there. I want JDM wheels. I want a different engine. I really want something silly like an SR20, or even something so silly, an MX-5 turboed engine, or something. I want a 4-cylinder turbo in there is what I want. And I don't think it's that bad. I think that's doable. And it would just be a really, really cool car. But next, we're starting to collect things for the new unit. Oh, did you buy a ramp? Or did you buy some tools for the... No, I got a pool table. I've actually got 2 Chesterfields, like big leather Chesterfield sofas that you see in these big posh houses. I have 2 of them already. I have a giant fridge, like glass, like shop fridge. I have this pool table that needs a bit of love. You're about to see it in a second. But I have a friend that is ripping out an old bar. So I'm hoping to do a bar upstairs, like a proper pub, dartboard, pool table, arcade machine in the corner. Like this is gonna happen. Like I'm not just bullshitting. This is gonna happen. But look at the state of this pool table. It was free. Yeah, I can't complain. It's a little bit hard up, but it doesn't look bad to replace the carpet. I mean, it's slate underneath, rubber sides. This thing's looking really sorry for itself. Michael may or may not have ripped the front bumper off, but I forgive him, it's okay. Looks like we have a fishbowl inside the headlight now. Rusty wing, body kit's hard up. It needs coilovers. But don't you worry, because BC Racing are going to sort me out. The good guys at BC Racing. So this is going to be the new unit. This is my current one. This is a new one. So there's a lot of stuff in here still to go. But I'll try and explain it to you. So their offices, back office, big office, bathroom, tea room, small office. In the whole upstairs, there's an upstairs there. Goes all the way along and goes about half the way in, if that makes sense, so like to there. That is upstairs. So the plan is for inside, pool table and shitbox. You already know the script. But no, so the plan is inside is to have 2 ramps, a tire bay, a couple of bays for cleaning and just space basically. A bar upstairs style thing with like just a chill zone, arcade machines, projector, like everything you can imagine upstairs. Just such a cool place to hang out with friends. Yeah, so that's a plan for there. I just can't believe this is actually a possibility. It seems like I'm just making it up. I still have to like kick myself. I'm like, no Chris, you're literally getting this. I've been a mechanic for 14 years or something now, and I have worked my arse off, and I'm so grateful for all the cars I have and whatever else. It's just been the time. The time's a limiting factor. But now this opportunity means that it's scary. I'm cutting my work down to 2 days a week. I'm going to be doing 2 days a week at work, getting paid for 2 days. And then the rest of the time is just going to be my own cars. I've started an agricultural business, which is going to be 1 or 2 days a week, depending on the season. I just think this is wild. I am so lucky. There we go. There's the lucky. But I'm just so happy with where I am. I'm going to stop. I'm trying not to rant on too much, but I just want to try and explain how I feel to you guys, because if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be where I am. in the sense that I know I'm not big on YouTube and I'm not big on it. That's not what I mean. I mean, I made some videos for fun, I put them out there, and people that kind of was like, oh, that's cool, or we like that, or whatever else, that's pushed me to make more, to take more of a step, become more confident, throw myself out there. And then now I'm like, 3 years ago now, if I was like, oh Chris, like, you've got Jimmy Oak's phone number in your phone, you've got, you're friends with like Night Ride, you know what I mean, I would just never ever ever believe that. That is so crazy. And I'm so grateful for how far I've came, and I'm hoping there's more and more and more steps to take. This garage is very, very scary financially. I'm the normal person, I'm just so terrified, I'll be honest with you, but I'm like, this is a step I need to take. I need to take this risk and hopefully push things on more. It'll either work or it won't, but I'm going to take you guys along for the journey either way. Last but not least, this Largo I'm going to try and drive to Charlesfield. It's getting a head gasket, but I've just not got the time with all this moving and thing, and if I don't do it, it's not going to get done. So booked it in at a guy's garage that I know. He's great. He done the Lexus LS430 timing belt, he done the flywheel on the E60. So yeah, I'm going to try and drive it down, but it is boiling over. It's the last time you're going to have to look at me bathing it up in the sun. We'll just give you a little show around. So we have the sea, we have some really cool boat, which I might go out in one of these days, and we have an all-inclusive alcohol, which, look, see the band, as much alcohol as you can drink. And trust me, I'm doing that. It didn't make it. It's halfway to Charlesfield currently. I broke down yesterday morning. I didn't break down, it just got very hot. It was getting hot, and I was like, okay Chris, you're halfway there, pull it over and just wait. So I did, I pulled it over, and I was like, this is getting too hot, so I've had to abandon it. My mate actually sent me a photo this morning going, oh, what's this? And I was like, oh yeah, I broke down. So I'm trying to actually find one of my mates to see if they'll carry it on. I've insured and taxed it, and it's MOT, so I've done that. So I'm like, if anybody can drive it the next 2 miles, fill it up with coolant or water, drive it the next 2 miles, and leave it at Charlesfield. It's not getting fixed till next week, but I'm assuming I'm going to get fined if I leave it in this car park. And that wraps up this video. So thank you very much for watching. I'm going to go and have many more drinks, and I'm back next week. See you later. Bye.